Hello students, I am Mahesh Javalkar of Maratha Mandal Polytechnic, and now I am posting my fifth video on digital communication DCET questions. Okay, now let's go with the questions. So question number 1 will be question number 81. The interference caused by the adjacent pulses in digital transmission is called as what? Okay, so whenever you are decoding a particular bit at the receiver, and there on that decoding process, if other bits have an interference, residual effect is there, and therefore you are not able to check whether the incoming bit is 1 or 0, then that type of interference is called as inter-symbol interference. So here the answer will be answer A. The interference caused by the adjacent pulses in digital transmission is called as inter-symbol interference. Then we'll go to the next question, question number 82. I pattern. Okay, I pattern. Now here options are there. First option is used to study ISI. Second option is maybe seen on CRO. Third option is resembles the shape of human eye. Okay, now all these first three are very true in case of eye pattern. It is used to study ISI. It can be seen on CRO and it resembles to a human eye. So all of the above is the option D. Okay, next we'll go to question number 83. The time interval over which the received signal may be sampled without error may be explained by. Okay, the time interval over which the received signal may be sampled without error may be explained by the eye pattern by knowing the width of the eye opening. Now, if you know the width of the eye opening, then the time interval over which the received signal may be sampled without error can be explained. So here the option will be option A, width of eye opening of the eye pattern. Okay. Then we'll go to question number 84. The number of bits of data transmission per second is called as. Now the number of bits transmitted per second is called as data signaling rate. Data rate. It is bits per second. So here the option is option A, data signaling rate. Then we'll go to next question, question number 85. In binary phase shift keying system, the binary symbol 1 and 0 are represented by carrier with a phase shift off. Okay, so here in binary phase shift keying BPSK, we use a phase shift of 180 degree. 180 degree in radians is equal to pi. Okay, so there will be a phase shift of 180 degree for the signal which you send for symbol 0 and the signal which you send for symbol 1. So for symbol 1 and symbol 0, if you see, the phase difference between the two waves will be 180 degree, and 180 degree in radians will be given as pi. So here the answer will be pi. So option B, pi. Then we'll go to the next question, question number 86. BPSK system modulates at the rate of. BPSK system, that is binary phase shifting system, modulates at the rate of 1 bit per symbol, 2 bit per symbol, 4 bit per symbol, or none of the above. It is obviously 1 bit per symbol. Okay, if it is logic 1, the phase shift is going to have a 180 degree phase shift, and if it is logic 0, it is going to have another 180 degree of phase shift. So it is 1 bit per symbol. So option A will be 1 bit per symbol. Then we'll go to the next question. QPSK is a modulation scheme where each symbol consists of. Okay, now if you speak about BPSK, in BPSK we have 1 bit per symbol, but in QPSK we have 2 bits, that is a debit for each symbol, because in QPSK it is quadrature phase shifting. We will be having 4 phase shifts, and every phase shift will be represented by 2 bits, which is called as debit. So here the answer will be 2 bits. That is, QPSK is a modulation scheme where each symbol consists of 2 bits. Okay. Then we'll go to question number 88. The data rate of QPSK is dash of BPSK. Okay, so obviously the data rate of QPSK, because QPSK will be having 2 bits for per symbol and BPSK will be having 1 bit per symbol. That means obviously it will be double. It will be twice. So the data rate should be twice that of BPSK. So here the answer is C, twice. The data rate of QPSK is twice of BPSK. Okay. Then we'll go to question number 89. QPSK system uses a phase shift off. Okay, QPSK system uses a phase shift off. Now there are four phase shifts, and phase shifts should cover 360 degree. So 360 degree divided by 4 will be 90 degree. That will be the answer, will be pi by 2. So pi by 2 will be answer. QPSK system uses a phase shift of pi by 2. So every phase shift will have a difference of pi by 2, that is 90 degree. Then we'll go to the next question, question number 90. Minimum shift keying is similar to, okay, now MSK is similar to phase shift keying, okay, and in that also it is similar to continuous phase shift. So it is a continuous phase shift keying method, which is also called as minimum shift keying, MSK. Then we'll go to question number 91. The technique that may be used to reduce the sideband power is, okay, the technique that may be used to reduce the sideband power is. Now in MSK you will find that the sidebands will be affecting, and if you want to remove the sideband and make the main band very narrow and sharp, then you have to use Gaussian minimum shift keying. So here GMSK will be the answer, option C, Gaussian minimum shift keying. The technique that may be used to reduce the sideband power is Gaussian minimum shift keying. Then we'll go to question number 92. FDM stands for, now it is very easy. FDM means frequency division multiplexing. So here the answer will be answer C, frequency division multiplexing. Okay. Now similarly, TDM stands for time division multiplexing. So here will be option A, time division multiplexing. So here you can see TDM means time division multiplexing. Then we'll go to question number 94. TDM and FDM, that is time division multiplexing and frequency division multiplexing, are used to multiplex multiple signals, that is many signals, into a single carrier. It is true, time division is going to combine them on the basis of time, and frequency division is going to combine them on the basis of frequency. That means this statement is true. TDM and FDM are used to multiplex multiple signals into a single carrier, a common channel. So it is true statement. Then we'll go to the next question, question number 95. FDM is an analog multiplexing technique used to combine analog signals, because it is going to combine the signals on the basis of frequency, and frequency is decided for analog signals. So A will be the answer. FDM is an analog multiplexing technique used to combine analog signals. Then we'll go to question number 96. Which multiplexing technique transmits digital signals? So we know that FDM is based on analog signals, whereas TDM is based on digital signals. So time division multiplexing, option B, time division multiplexing is a multiplexing technique that transmits digital signals. Okay. Then we'll go to question number 97. The sharing of a medium by its link by two or more devices. If two or more devices, or if two or more signals share a medium and they go on a common channel, then that process is called as multiplexing. So here the option will be option B, multiplexing. The sharing of a medium and its link by two or more devices is called as multiplexing. Okay. Then we'll go to question number 98. In time division multiplexing, the transmission rate of the multiplexed path is usually dash the sum of the transmission rates of the signal sources. If you add all the signal sources and you multiplex them on a common signal, common channel, and send on a time division multiplexing, obviously the speed of the output combined signal will be more. Okay, that means here the answer should be greater than. Option C will be the answer here. Option C, greater than. The transmission rate of the multiplexed path is usually greater than the sum of the transmission rates of the signal sources. Then we'll go to question number 99. Which multiplexing technique shifts each signal to a different carrier frequency? So if you are multiplexing on the basis of carrier, then you have to modulate every signal, and if every signal is modulate, then it can be modulated to a different carriers. Okay, then that process is called as frequency division multiplexing. So here the answer will be A, FDM. FDM is a multiplexing technique which shifts each signal to a different carrier frequency. Okay, then we'll go to question number 100. What is synchronous time division multiplexing? So options here are it gives same amount of time to each device, it gives same amount of frequency to each device, it gives variable time to each device, it gives variable frequency to each device. So here the answer will be answer A. It gives same amount of time to each device. Whether the device is transmitting or not, that it will not see. Sometimes it might not transmit, that time might be wasted, but it gives same amount of time to each device, and that is called as synchronous time division multiplexing. So here option A will be the correct one. Synchronous time division multiplexing means it gives same amount of time to each device. Okay, so these were another 20 questions which I had taken on digital communication, TDM, FDM, ASK, PSK, FSK, BPSK. Okay, now based on other topics, I will take another 20 questions in my next video. If you are having any doubts in these questions, you can send a comment to me or a feedback to me, or you can ask me. Okay, and see that your basics of ASK, FSK, PSK are very clear. It is resembling to AM, FM, PM. So your analog communication will give you a basic hand to study what is digital communication. Okay, thank you, students.